So moving on to the cell structure of 3D dynamic DRAM. So we have already studied the SRAM 60 configuration, so we can have a simple comparison between these two configurations, that is 60 SRAM configuration and 3D DRAM configuration. So the main difference between 60 SRAM and 3D DRAM is the number of transistors. In 60 SRAM configuration we have got 6 transistors, whereas in 3D DRAM configuration we have got only 3 transistors, that is M1, M2 and M3. M1, M2 and M3. Now the second difference we can compare is regarding the number of word lines. In 60 SRAM configuration we had only one word line, whereas in 3D DRAM configuration we have got two word lines represented as WWL and RWL. So WWL is enabled during the write operation, and during the read operation we have to enable the RWL word line. Now next, regarding the bit lines. So in 60 SRAM we have got two bit lines which is represented as BL and BL bar. In this 3D DRAM cell also we have got two word lines, but it is represented as BL and BL1. Now another difference is in 60 SRAM configuration the capacitor is stored in the cross coupled in a feedback manner, or feedback storage is used to store the value, whereas here in dynamic RAM we are making use of capacitive storage. So the capacitor we are using is here CS. That CS actually represents the capacitor for storage. Okay, so this is the place where we are going to store the data. So this is the key difference between 60 SRAM and 3D
So regarding
DRAM. So the first operation, on to that is the write operation of 3D DRAM. So the word line that we need to enable during the write operation will be which one? The write word line. So you can see the write word line here is connected to the transistor M1, and this transistor M1 is finally connected to which bit line? BL1. Okay, so during the write operation we are going to use the WWL, that is the write word line, and the bit line 1. Okay, why we are using bit line 1? Because the word line is connected, write word line is connected to the transistor M1, and this transistor M1 is further connected to BL1 rather than BL2. So with that in mind, we can move on to the write operation. So during the write operation we need to enable the write word line, and the read word line has to be disabled, or its word line will be charged to 0 itself, and this will be made high. And one more thing, we are here doing the write operation, so we have two options, either to write bit 1 or to write bit 0. So to write 1, what we need to do is that we need to pre-charge BL1, the bit line, to VDD, or to write 0 we need to pre-charge the bit line to ground. That is the key point to be remembered. So with these points in mind we can move on to the write operation. So first step in write operation is enable the word line. So as which word line? The write word line. So as we enable the write word line, what happens? This transistor M1 get turns on, whereas these two transistors M2 and M3 are in off condition. As M1 get turns on and we are trying to write bit 1, so to write bit 1 to this, or to store bit 1, what we need to pre-charge this bit line 1 to VDD. So now BL1 is at VDD and M1 is turned on. So what happens? This capacitor will start. This capacitor is, this point X is now connected to BL1. So the capacitor CS will start to charge to which value? VDD. It tries to charge to maximum value VDD which is available at this BL1, but there exists a small voltage drop across this on transistor which is represented as VTN. That is a threshold voltage for this transistor to get turned on. So the remaining voltage, that is VDD minus VTN, so that is the voltage to which this capacitor will get charged. Okay, now regarding the second option, that is to write to 0. Okay, suppose we want to write a 0-bit value in the dynamic RAM structure, then we need to pre-charge BL1 to which value? We need to connect it to ground, or we need to connect it to 0 value. So as BL1 is pre-charged to ground, what happens? As the previous case itself, this case also we need to enable the write word line. So since we are doing here the write operation, so M1 will be get turned on. So this point X is now connected to BL1, and since this BL1 is connected to ground, what happens? Whatever be the value present in this capacitor will get discharged to the ground. So the capacitor value now becomes 0, or the 0 gets returned to this place. So this is the working of the write operation in 3T DRAM. So based on the value that we need to store, we need to pre-charge the value in the bit line 1, and before that we need to enable the respective word line, and we need to pre-charge the value to respective values. To write 1, we need to pre-charge BL1 to VDD, and to write 0, we need to pre-charge BL1 to 0. So that is the summary of 3T DRAM write operation in 3T DRAM. So place the data to be returned to BL1. To write 1, put BL1 equal to VDD or 1, and to write 0, put BL1 equal to ground or 0. Then enable the WWL, that is the write word line. Data starts to store in the capacitor, storage capacitor. Consider BL1 connected to VDD or write 1. What happens? Capacitor starts to charge to VDD to the maximum value, that is VDD minus VTH. So the voltage at X point now becomes 1. Consider BL1 connected to ground, or so consider the case that we need to write 0. Then the capacitor starts to discharge to ground through M1 to BL1. Now the voltage at the point X will becomes 0, or the value that is returned to the capacitor is now becomes 0. So that is regarding the write operation. Next we can move on to the read operation of 3T DRAM.